Wait, do that sound again?
Hold on.
And apparently, according to Mitra, that's what a pregnant rat sounds like.
I mean, I guess
Okay,
he's
so
That's
I
a
have
good way
to-
to start the freaking
I
podcast.
have to go in like a few minutes.
Okay, hold on. We'll do our 2-3
Explain my team
matchups.
really quick. I want to explain my team really quick.
Alright.
Okay, hold up.
Pull it up.
All right, so Jairo, could you pull up the teams?
Yeah, I got my hair.
All right. So we came in agreement, me and Jairo, off camera, that my team would win. He might not think it would be easy. I think the talent-wise, it would make it easier than he thinks it would. I think it would be close for a while, but I think that eventually it would just finish off.
If this was FIFA, you would destroy me like right then and there.
If it was just FIFA and I had your team, I'd destroy you right then and there.
Shut up. You're not wrong though.
Yeah, I know I'm not wrong. I'm the best player here by a good margin.
All right, here we go.
No, they know it. Like, it's not cocky. They know it.
Oh yeah.
You've never faced Mitra, bro.
Houston Dynamo. Come on.
If you ever played with Houston Dynamo and won a game, that would be.
Hey, stop don't underestimate.
Okay, hold on. We're getting off topic. You gotta leave a bit.
Yeah, I've got to leave. Okay, so let me talk about this team. First off, I don't know what Nick was talking about. Best defense. No, this is the best defense. Andy Robinson.
I said hang on, wait. I said I had contention for one of the best defenses, but I said that yours was the best defense.
Okay, yeah. This is the best defense. I'll break all 11 players down real quick. Edison, I already talked about him. We don't need to talk about him. He's a great distributor, not the best shot stopper, but he's still a really good goalkeeper in comparison to most goalkeepers in the world. Andy Robertson, one of the most solid, most consistent left backs. He rarely has a bad performance. Knows how to swing a ball into the area. Defensively, he's sound as well. So I have him in my team, and he's sound. Virgil van Dijk, easily the best defender in the world, so no questions asked there. Him with Laporte on the with next to him. Laporte is a great center back as well. In my opinion, he's being a bit held back at Man City only because of the defenders that are with him. If he had better defenders, then he would do great in defense. But Van Dijk and Laporte there, that is a really good pairing. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, not the best at attacking. He is improving, of course, but defensively, he's the best. He's the best defensive right back in the league, in my opinion. And he showed it really well. His tackles are insane. He knows how to track back. He's tracked back against some of the fastest players he's played against in the Premier League, and has got to him. He did it against Salah, and he was incredible there. So that's my defense, and I think with all that's a great team. Then you move on to Fabinho and Goretzka. I've said my piece with Fabinho. He's one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. He knows how to spring a pass as well as tracking back defensively. Right in front of that defense, he would do so good with Goretzka, who is, in my opinion, sometimes he's a bit underrated. I personally think he's such a good player. He knows how to play on the ball as well. He's sort of like the same player as Fabinho in a way. But they both do the same job, and they both have the support for the defense as well as getting forward on attack. And Fabinho and Goretzka have both played in fullback positions before. So if Robertson and Wan-Bissaka are pushing forward, this is Fabinho and Goretzka will be familiar in going back. I think I might, like, there are times where I would probably like switch Goretzka and Fabinho on certain games, but that's just depending. Philippe Coutinho, one of the most underrated players in my opinion. When he moved to Barcelona, they didn't use him right. With Bayern, he's done a whole lot better. He's such a great ball player. He knows how to do many skills. He shoots from 20 yards out as if it's a 5-yard shot. He knows how to do that superbly. He can spring balls out. He plays the ball into the area. He's a great player all around. Heung-min Son on the left-hand side. He is absolutely incredible going forward. He goes at defenders with absolutely no fear, and he will take on any player in his path. It's incredible what he does, and with better players by his side, he would be an incredible player in an incredible team. That's why we have Sadio Mane on the other side. Sadio Mane used to play on the right for Liverpool until Salah came, but when he was playing, it was Mane, Firmino, and Coutinho, that triple threat. And Mane on the right-hand side was just a menace, getting forward every time, beating the defenders, and then just running straight through. He scored the most goals in the season for Liverpool. the season before for Southampton, he scored a hat trick in record, like it was a record. He scored a hat trick in like 2 minutes and 40 something seconds. So he is a lethal finisher, and he knows how to do that as well. And then the main man Lewandowski, if Ballon d'Or was here, he would have won it. He showed time and time again why he is the best player. He's been the best player this season, and he's a natural-born finisher. He is incredible on the ball as well. He can hold up play for other people to run by him. He can play as a false nine. He can play as a target striker. He can head the ball. He just has everything. And then you take this whole team together, and you think of Ederson spraying long passes to Mane or Son, Fabinho playing passes for Coutinho, both creative in their own right. It's just a great team. And against any other team, no matter which team it is, they have a real shot at getting a big result. So it's a great team. The defense is the best in the world in my opinion, at least out of the 4 teams. And with the attacking flair that we do have, I mean anything is possible.
Yeah, I think you mentioned this earlier. Lewandowski, when you said best player in the world, I was like, okay, that's not right. Because I think
right now.
Right now, in this season, yeah, he was the best player in the world. But I think within normal reason, you have Ronaldo and Messi every year are the 2 best players. And you know who has Ronaldo? That man at the very bottom. Pablo has the one who can just break down anyone with his just sheer will. I think you have the best defense. There is no defense that can truly contain Ronaldo full in, full out, for 2 legs. I think he will show at some point. I think that, yes, your team is better than Pablo's because, hang on, Jairo, can you go over Pablo's team really quick? So, Pablo, you can your team really quick? Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that.
Oh, what?
Sorry. Yeah, here we go. Oh, wait, no, that's Adonijah's. Here we go.
All right. Zoom in. There you go. All right. Pablo, explain your team really quick.
I got Alisson in goal, and controversial left back, but in my opinion, he's going to be consistent every time. You're not gonna fail, or he's not gonna make a mistake. He's going to consistently make a defense plays, and he can go up and put in a cross. Then I have Ramos next to him, and Ramos is a solidified center back that he will do his job, and he's going to do it every time. He might commit a foul or 2, but it's necessary to stop the play, to be honest.
Can I speak really quick before you continue? I think when Adonijah said Van Dijk is easily the best center back in the world, no. He's the best center back in the world, but it's not easy. Ramos' resurgence has really shown that he's still in the contention. I think he's the 2nd best center back in the world. I think him and Van Dijk are levels above everyone. I think
this is the reason I chose him. I needed one center back.
Yeah, I think Van Dijk is not the best center back in the world anymore. I think Ramos' resurgence has really put him right back up there. You know, I think everyone can see that Van Dijk is still better, but I think Ramos is right under him. You know, he's definitely a better goal.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
He's definitely a better goal scorer. I mean, like, he scored 10.
Oh yeah, dude.
Although, admittedly, for 10s, but like.
Yeah, and then he's just scoring like crazy.
Yeah. Anyhow, you have Joe Gomez as well. Talk about.
Yes. Yeah. Joe Gomez and Rick Pereira as my right center back and right back. And I mean, Joe Gomez, it's basically like if he had Van Dijk, it's like the pairing that if he has an experienced, very good center back, it's going to make him better.
And then you have Ricardo Pereira, who, by the way, Adonijah really wanted to take him. So
yeah, I really wanted.
Yes.
I really, really did.
So
yeah,
I think that Pereira was better than Wan-Bissaka for his team. So maybe that's another positional edge that you give to Pablo.
Yeah, but Rick Pereira he's an underdog. Like, he could come out of nowhere and really, he's you don't know, but he can really be good. And then Pogba at CDM, which, in my opinion, whenever when he's at the top of his game and he's played correctly by the right manager, he will succeed.
And then you talk about I think this is the weakest point because Arthur has not grown into what he can become, and Modric is not what he was. If that makes sense. So I think
that is true. I mean, Modric is class.
He still is.
I mean, yes, he's still class. He might have fell off a little bit, but
a lot.
Come on, a lot. Whatever. Okay,
he's
but
still playing in the world. Now he's not even the 2nd best midfielder in the world, bro.
Yeah, no, I still believe in Modric.
I don't think he's fallen off to the magnitude that you're
Fell off,
you're
not fall
implying,
off.
but he has fallen off. Yeah.
It's
And
fell
then
off, not
Arthur,
fall off.
I mean, Arthur has potential, and he's still already solid. He's very solid, and whenever he was playing with Barca, he was killing it.
Yeah.
He was killing it. He was absolutely destroying and just putting passes and making plays. Now that he's going to Juventus, he's probably going to do very well with CR7 up front.
Which he has right
Yeah.
now. Let's talk about your
Yes, which I do. I mean, my front three, which is a triangle, which I'll start with my attacking midfielder. I have Griezmann. And Griezmann,
I'll speak about this one since this one's close to my heart. At his best,
yes,
I think 2016 showed he was the third best player in the world at his best. Like I think Neymar is obviously more talented in that year, but I think he played the third best player role really, really well. If it had been any other year, he would have gotten the Ballon d'Or over Suarez and Neymar, even though they both played to where they were at the third best player in the world. But Griezmann, when he's played in the right team, in the right system, with the right players, he is thriving, and especially when he's at the heart of the team, working hard for your team, covering ground, making an issue for Van Dijk and Laporte and Aaron Wan-Bissaka and whoever, Robertson. I think his positionless play is a huge issue for many teams. I think especially when you play him down the heart with two strikers ahead that can actually finish instead of having him have to finish, that's going to be a dangerous attack for him to work with, especially with his vision. Well, I think he's the best passing striker in the world. I don't know. Maybe you might make an argument for Firmino, but Firmino can't, play on the wings and deliver crosses like Griezmann can. That's just my thoughts.
no.
Yeah.
And then I have a double striker, which at the left striker, I mean, it's CR7. CR7.
Nothing more needs to be said about that.
No, nothing. It's
One of the
just
two
Absolutely
he's
not.
a striker. He's a pure striker. He's a number 9. He's just But then on the right striker, controversial choice, I have Martinez.
And wow, he is
Wow.
man. Like Lautaro Martinez has really stepped up in the past few years. I remember when I saw him at Racing Club, I watched a couple of his games. Because he came, the Racing Club came into a tournament in like Texas, and so it was like a friendly tournament. So they were playing. I watched, and I was like, wow, this guy's decent, but I don't know if he's gonna grow in anything. But then he moves to Inter. I'm like, okay, I remember this guy. This guy could be a class player. But then he like slowly but steadily builds into one of the most prolific and technically gifted strikers in the world. Like his dribbling, his willingness to just go into anyone and just bully anyone is just ridiculous. I think Ronaldo is basically Lukaku, but on steroids in every single aspect. Finishing, steroidic, strength, steroidic, pace, steroidic.
You can't even compare him.
Like
it's not even comparable.
With a better Lukaku and then a better Eriksen, basically. Like genuinely, he's right at home in this team. He's really risen as one of the best strikers in the world. Definitely a prospect to watch in the future, and definitely a player to watch right now.
Question. Okay, before I go, I have a question. Before we decide who we go through between me and Pablo before I leave, I have a question. Would you take, because we didn't talk about any players outside of Europe, would you take Joseph Martinez from Atlanta and put him in any of your teams, whether it's on the bench or in your lineup? Because considering he has the record for the most goals scored in an MLS season.
People are saying Vea is better than him. No, Vea is not better than him. Would I put him on my bench?
Vela's very inconsistent.
He's been consistent his whole career. He has a good season, and he's bad for 2.
Would I put Vea on my bench over Salah and Muller? No. Or would I put Martinez on bench over Salah and Muller? No. Do I think?
No. I'm talking about like Pablo and Jairo, because I know that the bench for them is not as star-studded as it is for Nick.
Mine and yours, yeah. Would you put Martinez over Jimenez, or would you put Martinez over Holland?
No, I wouldn't. I just can't. I
would put him over Jimenez. I could see that, and I would put him over Pulisic. That's unpopular though. But I think Martinez.
Honestly,
I think he's been killing it for Atlanta United. I think
okay,
class player. I think he's so underrated because he plays in the MLS. I think if he moved back to Europe, he would be like the Giovinco role. He would definitely make a top team European spot. I don't know if he would actually start. Well, he's definitely a class player.
This is my Mexican side talking. I wouldn't put Raúl Jiménez. I wouldn't switch. I wouldn't switch Joseph Martinez for Raúl Jiménez. But that's just me being Mexican. Oh, okay. That's just me being Mexican. But if we're talking straight skill, maybe I think he does have an edge on Raúl.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to ask.
Throw him out.
I was interested because I completely forgot about him, but he's such a good player. It's just because
Yeah.
he's in the
But
MLS.
anyhow, Adonijah, before you go, we're gonna talk this tie, and then we're gonna talk the final really quickly since it will just be one match.
Which is your.
All right, so I think, me personally, I value Ronaldo and I value Griezmann, but I think the ultimate weakness is the defense.
That
I think
midfield.
that Adonijah just had Pablo's defense just beat top two bottom. I think Ronaldo's the man to break down any defense. I think, but the same could be said with Lewandowski. Like, this is such a tight matchup.
I feel like in a game, like if it was like a one-off game, it could go either way.
Yeah, but if this is two ties, this is gonna be
Yeah,
tough.
if it's two ties, I think I only
Wait, hold
it's two very close games.
Also, what stadium are you guys using? What's your
Anfield.
home stadium?
Anfield.
What do you say?
Yeah. Okay, and then Pablo.
Stadiums.
I had
Stadiums?
Metropolitano. I mean, Jairo, I don't know what he has.
I'd probably choose the Bernabeu, to be honest.
Huh?
I think that maybe the
That's a good
Bernabeu.
stadium in
The
Champions.
Bernabeu.
That's a
The
great
Bernabeu.
All right, but so. What the,
Yeah, my parents just don't, so I'm about to leave right now at the same time, Adonijah.
all right,
stadium.
all right, so let's finish this up. Oh man, this is such a tough matchup, bro. Like, I don't know who I would give the edge.
I think I would take it because it's two games. I think because it's two games, I think that my team would be able to pick out the team in the first game, whether they win, whether they draw, whether they narrowly lose, and then in the second game they would recover. But I mean,
Such a hard prediction.
it
yeah.
is very hard because it's two really good teams.
Yeah, and then I think the ultimate weak point is the midfield. I think Adonijah's midfield I trust a lot more than I trust Arthur, Marcelo, or not Arthur.
Yeah, I
Arthur.
guess.
Yeah, that combination of midfield is
Yeah, I think this is the one instance where even though Pablo's midfield has like absolute star-studded names, they're just not solid enough defensively. He doesn't have a Casemiro, Kante, or Fabinho to break up the play. He has Pogba to do it, but
It's Conte.
I mean, like there's different CDM between Pogba, Casemiro, Fabinho, and Kante breaking up balls. So I think that I would pick Adonijah's team. I think it would be 4-3 or 3-2 on aggregate. I think that this would be if this was actually a match, I would love to see that.
Yeah, yeah,
so
for sure, because Ronaldo can go on a mad one.
Can we all agree? Before we go to the final, can we all agree that if there is a third place matchup, it's gonna go to Pablo?
Yeah.
I know damn well I'm not gonna win the third place.
Yeah,
matchup.
dude, no, I'm sorry, dude. I think my team is just
Yeah, I think-
killing.
Yeah, Ronaldo's just gonna destroy.
All right. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I know Pablo and I have to go very soon, so I'm just gonna say it. Me and Nick go to penalties, and then Nick wins.
I think
my.
I think
Yeah,
the
it
ultimate
wins.
as good as your midfield is, mine is still better, which is such a stupid state. Like I just had such a top heavy team. Like, my defense is not bad, but it's worse than his. But
I think the fact that your midfield is just a little bit better is what could take it, because my defense is better than your defense. Your strikers are better than mine.
Yeah, like,
So it's definitely
we all
the
agree.
midfield.
My attack is the best attack by a good margin.
Yeah,
By a large.
not by a margin, because I still have Lewandowski.
I have
in
Messi.
that team. Yeah, I mean, but still.
Messi. Okay,
I mean,
let's just go position by position on your attack, right?
You
Right.
have MSN.
Aguero, a little bit worse.
Wait, no,
than
you don't. I know.
Oh my gosh!
Aguero.
You saying it's MSN?
I was thinking of Sergio instead of Aguero.
Yeah. Okay. Look. Okay. Right. Oh. Okay.
Oh,
Mitra. All right, Mitra. Just go. To,
okay.
Just go.
Okay. Look. Right. Aguero, a little bit worse than Lewandowski. You know, not enough to where you can say level is better, but not enough to where you can say, wow, he's so much levels above Aguero. Like, Aguero's still good. All right. Messi, miles above mine. Like, no one's arguing that. Like,
Yeah.
Messi is on a different level, another universe than mine, right? Neymar, on a different level, another universe, another galaxy than Son, right? Neymar at his best is the third best player, and he's showing it.
I think you're discrediting Son a little bit.
Son is good.
I know
Neymar's
Neymar is excellent. He's incredible, but I think
Yeah, but
Son is like is
Neymar is just
like
so much
that.
ahead of him, though. Like, he's just He's ahead of basically every left wing in the world on his day.
Okay,
Like,
there you go.
by a good margin.
Okay, yeah.
Like, okay, and then De Bruyne. Wait, who's your cam? Hang on.
Coutinho.
Coutinho.
No argument. Like, there's no argument. Like, Coutinho's so inconsistent too. Like, De Bruyne is consistently good. Coutinho's consistently inconsistent. If that makes sense. You know, like, I think my attack by a good margin everywhere except for the striker position is better. And then I have Salah on the bench just for Tad. I mean, Aubameyang and Bruno, yeah, that's good, but Salah and Muller is a little bit better right now.
Yeah.
You know, like
I think. Okay, so I'm just saying, like, based on my defense alone, I think that I could win. You could win. It like that. That's so even. That's why I'm thinking penalties. I think your team would win on penalties.
Yeah.
Like 7 times out of 10. I think just based off you guys have like clinical finishers, especially like Lionel Messi.
Plus Ter Stegen as well in the goalies. He saves a decent amount of pens, bro. Like,
yeah,
I don't know about Edison saving pens. I've seen him happen, but just not as much, you know. Yeah. And you have that.
I'll give you the win on penalties.
It would be a hell of a dude.
That would be a great game.
That would be a good matchup. All right, so Pablo and Adonijah, you guys gotta go. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. Go listen to our podcast as well.
Yes.
No, I don't listen to that. Don't listen
Dr.
to that.
Subs and Beyond.
Hey, Jairo,
on
when you guys
Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Anchor. Go check it out.
Yeah, I mean,
we've earned 1 cent. We've earned 1
We
cent.
have earned 1 cent already, and we have, I think, about 10 viewers already.
I think I'm that 1 cent. I think I'm that 1 cent.
Get out of here.
No, we've got at least
that
10
podcast
viewers.
is like that podcast is pretty freaking fire though. I'm not gonna lie, y'all go listen to it.
Yeah, and then I have ideas in Spotify, and then I'm gonna work on Apple Podcasts because I can link it to Apple.
I'm working on Google Podcasts as well, so we're gonna get everything.
Okay, so it's gonna be on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts,
all the
Spotify,
podcasts,
wherever you can get your.
And then what's the other one that y'all used?
Anchor.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for having us.
Stuff on my channel, bro. Come on.
No. Your channel's great, bro. Always listen to Nick.
Is mine the Underground Railroad? Is this like where everybody goes to promote? Like, I wrote the first time.
Dude, but I have ideas and all this. This is gonna be great.
All right. Thank you, Nick.
See you guys. Thank you for coming.
All right.
See you, bro.
All right.
Have a good one.
Oh wait, Pablo, you got to go too, or yeah, there you go. All right, so guys,
bubble time,
dude, that bubble.
Wow. Can we talk about Orlando, Milwaukee?
Yo,
that series is going crazy, bro.
Dude, I remember I made my prediction, right? I said Bucks in 4. I wouldn't be surprised if the Magic somehow got one. That was as a joke. That was said as a joke.
That was a joke.
Magic.
I still haven't made my predictions though.
Okay.
I'll
tell you mine really, really, really quick, right?
All right.
Bucks in 4. All right. Heat in 6. Celtics in 5. Let me think here. Or no, Celtics in 6. Raptors in 4. Lakers in 6. Rockets in 6. I said that one could go 7, which that means Game 7 could go either way. But I think Rockets in 6. Nuggets, Jazz in 6, and then Clippers, Mavs in 6. And then I had the Lakers, or moving ahead against the Rockets in 7, or in 6. Clippers over the Nuggets in 7.
I'm such an idiot. I swear. Before you continue your predictions, I have my laptop in front of me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here trying to write down the playoff matchups, like the entire bracket. I'm trying to put it on a paper. When I have a laptop open.
Yeah, just open it. Look it up. All right. But yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had Lakers in 7 over the Clippers, and then I had the Bucks beating the Heat in 7, and I had the Raptors beating the Celtics in 5, all of those being close. And then the Bucks in 6 over the Raptors, and then the Lakers in 7 over the Bucks. I think that they're going to give it to the Lakers. If it's like close, they're going to give it to the Lakers because of Kobe. I think 100% that's going to be a thing. I mean, I don't want it to be just because of Kobe, but I think that's going to be the thing. You know, I think that's going to be the end of the time.
I don't think the Lakers can beat Houston, man. I'm sorry. I don't think.
Who is stopping?
No. Houston. No. Have you seen the 2 matchups that Houston, or 3 actually, that Houston played? No, sorry. I think 2 that Houston played against the Lakers with their small ball lineup. They completely destroyed them.
But you also have to
They
remember
do.
that those ones with the small ball lineup, they weren't really taking them seriously because they had already had
No,
And the Lakers,
second wave was
honestly,
really
the
good.
Lakers weren't really taking. They weren't taking like the
no, but
bubble
the
serious.
game in the regular season though.
That wasn't them
We-
official. They hadn't officially. That was in periods of time where they did it.
That was their whole healthy. That was their whole healthy starting lineup. LeBron was playing, AD was playing, JaVale McGee was playing, and the Houston Rockets still
JaVale.
out rebounded the Lakers.
I think.
All right.
Now wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Playoff predictions first, really quick. Now, I want to hear both of your guys' playoff predictions. So, okay, I'll talk our first matchup. Bucks and Magic. We already know that's going to at least go to 5. Do you think it's going to end in 5?
I'm thinking it's going 6 because this Orlando team is going.
I'll see.
This Orlando
Yeah.
team is playing good.
Yeah,
It's not gonna go to Orlando. It's gonna be Milwaukee in 6. Honestly, I don't. Just based on this first game that has been played, I can't see Milwaukee like winning 4 straight. I think they're gonna win like 2, lose another, and then win the last 2.
And then now, Heat and Pacers. Oh wait, hang on.
That one's gonna be a good matchup.
I'm pretty sure it's going on right now. I don't know if it just ended.
No,
Oh,
I think it
Heat,
ended
Heat,
already.
Heat won. Yeah, Heat won.
Yeah.
Heat won. Yeah, Heat won.
Yeah.
That game is all. That series is gonna be really good too. It's gonna be that T.J. Warren versus Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler is a better player because he could stop TJ.
Yeah, like 100%. Like I think
Yeah.
also Victor Oladipo kills the Pacers in the series, like by a good margin too.
Oladipo is
I-
not himself right
Not
now.
Victor Oladipo, Sabonis.
Sabonis?
Yeah,
Sabonis.
he comes back.
If Sabonis
See.
comes back to the Pacers, well, if he comes back from injury, he's gonna be able to beat
he'll be good.
the Heat. But right now, based on what I've seen, based on the bubble, I don't have that much faith in T.J. Warren taking the Pacers to the
Yeah.
promised land, I guess you could say. So I'm taking the Heat in 6 Heat in 6 as well.
He's 6. That's a good one.
All right, then Celtics, 76ers. 76ers, of course, without Ben Simmons. So
And Celtics won the first one, right? Yeah.
Celtics in 5.
Yeah. For sure.
I thought that there would be 2 games that Philadelphia would lose that they had a serious chance to win. So I think that it's going to be 5, but I think there's going to be 2 that Philadelphia is going to feel that if they play better or if they had Ben Simmons, they would have won the game.
Yeah, the argument that keeps like coming up is like who's gonna guard Embiid.
Yeah. Who's going to guard Joel Embiid? They don't have anyone.
Which,
It's the one guy that they
but
would have is on the
the
Sixers.
huge problem in that game, that first game, like Joel Embiid didn't shoot as much as I would want him to.
Yeah.
If you think about it, he's the number 1 guy on the team with Ben Simmons gone, and he needs to like attempt a lot more shots. He needs to go at
Yeah. Okay, so then now we have
Toronto,
Raptors,
Brooklyn.
Nets.
4. Like the Raptors
Yeah.
will fight every game, but I think that's gonna be it's a sweep.
Nets are looking nice though, even without this.
Yeah,
The Nets do have a good lineup. Their lineup is good, but
if the Nets had KD and Kyrie, I might swing it the other way. But because
We might definitely.
no, the Raptors have
no.
we got 10
Even with Katie and Kyrie,
yeah, but like they don't have KD and Kyrie, and they're missing I think DeAndre Jordan as well. It's like they have like 7-man rotation basically. Like they over the course of
Toronto in 4. Toronto sweep. I feel like Toronto's gonna sweep them.
Yeah.
Alright, so then let's
probably.
get you done with your Eastern Conference, and then we'll talk about the bubble itself. All right, so Bucks, you guys have both also have that.
Okay, so Bucks. Yeah, I have Bucks
Heat.
going.
Bucks Heat.
Yeah, Bucks Heat. I think
Okay, so I talked about this with Matthew. I said the Heat is the best team to match up with the Bucks in the playoffs on the Eastern side because
Bam is
Yeah.
because they had the
Bam
Bam
is
of B-Tech to guard Giannis, and then they have Bam Adebayo in the paint.
on Giannis. Yeah.
Who is going to protect that thing at all costs? I feel like Bam is kind of underrated.
He is under.
What?
He's extremely underrated. Like, yeah, he just got his first All-Star game appearance, right? This year. And yeah, he's gonna have a lot more. And I wouldn't be surprised if he wins a DPOY one of these like later in his career.
Yeah, but and also like here's the problem. Like with Milwaukee, Giannis is good and Chris Middleton is good. But outside of those two, like
Bledsoe.
I mean,
But
yeah,
Bledsoe
Bledsoe's
and
been
Lopez are good.
statistically not shown up in the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't like if outside of Giannis, if like the shooters if they start missing their shots and all that outside of Giannis, there's only so much that Giannis can do.
Yeah, I think that was the
So
issue with the Toronto series. Is the shooters weren't hitting consistently, and so it
yeah,
was really Toronto could just pack the paint and not worry about Chris Middleton or Bledsoe.
Orlando defended.
I
Orlando
think
did
that-
really well.
Yeah, I think that Brook Lopez is every time the Bucks play is going to be the X factor against so many teams because not many teams have a center that can spread the floor or that can guard the perimeter, and I think the Bucks are one that can do both. So I think that's an issue. So if he drags Bam Adebayo and he's starting to hit shots, I think that paint opens up so much for the Bucks, and I think that could be a huge issue.
That's going to be the biggest factor. And I'm taking Milwaukee in 7. I'm taking Milwaukee
I
in
would
7.
not be surprised if the Heat won.
I'm taking Miami.
Honestly.
Miami?
Yeah, I'm taking Miami
You thinking it's
over
okay.
Milwaukee. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm taking Milwaukee in 7, mainly because I feel like you said, if Brook Lopez spreads the floor, he brings Bam into the perimeter, that paint is gonna open up and Giannis can attack either way, boom, that.
I think eventually, if it goes to 7, I think Giannis will not move right now. That's why I picked the Bucks, but I would not be surprised if the Heat swung it the other way. Like the Heat.
Yeah.
Wow, they are a dark horse. It's just unfortunate that they had to go against they're gonna if they win the series, obviously against the Pacers, that they'll have
Miami is solid.
Miami
It's
is
a defensive team.
All right, so then on the other side, we all have Celtics Raptors. I said
Celtics Raptors.
5. But
Yeah.
close. But all right, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I'll stay quiet during this vote. So I'll hear you guys.
Okay. I guess all right. So I think Celtics Raptors. I think Raptors will win. I feel like I think because Kyle Lowry is having a really good bubble season, kind of like a really good bubble season. Fred VanVleet is looking nice. Pascal, I think his shooting numbers were a little off in this bubble, but he doesn't. They don't need him to shoot. They're playing because the thing about Toronto is it's such a team. They're playing like a team ball kind of thing, and without Kawhi, each player is stepping up now, and OG is stepping up on the defensive side. So they're looking nice, and I really think they can beat Celtics. I think Celtics. Gordon Hayward's out, so that could cause
4
problems.
weeks, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna be 4 weeks.
Gordon's another shooter.
Yeah, so
Gordon's another shooter for them, and that could cause problems, and maybe not, maybe it will. But I'm taking Toronto at I would say 6 or 7 probably.
Yeah, I think Toronto has the most. I think that even though that they lost Kawhi, we all expected them to drop off. This is not the DeMar DeRozan Toronto. This is.
That's what Nick Nurse should have been coach of the year.
Yeah, they have the championship mentality now. I remember watching Game of Zones. I don't know if you guys watched this, but
Game of Zones. I've seen it for a little bit, but nothing much.
Yeah, season 7, Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam were walking home. He said, "Why did Kawhi want to leave this place?" He's like, "Don't worry about it." Pascal said, "Don't worry about it. Kawhi showed us the way, how it's done. Now it's time to do it our own."
Pascal, yeah.
I think that is the perfect summary of Toronto this season. Kawhi,
honestly,
now they're doing it themselves. I think that this is a championship medal team. They have finally had that mentality over LeBron. I think they haven't lost a series. This is a fun fact. They haven't lost a series against anyone except a team led by LeBron James in the playoffs.
Wow, yeah.
That's an impressive,
wow.
That's an impressive stat.
And LeBron's on their conference, so it's good.
All right, so Jairo, what are your thoughts? Do you think
so? Okay, so both squads are very, very good. I have the series. Going to 7 games.
You have it going to 7?
And I have it going to 7. And like both of y'all, I have Toronto going up because even though is Kyle Lowry starting as the starting point guard, right?
Yeah.
And then Kemba's
Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, and then Kemba's starting at point guard.
OG is
the small forward.
Small forward,
yeah.
And then
Pascal,
and then
Pascal and Serge.
Serge.
Yeah, Serge.
Yeah. Marcus coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a pretty good lineup, and especially seeing how Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet, but that guard duo is amazing.
Mhm.
They are severely underrated, I would say.
Yeah.
Although Kemba is, I feel like Kemba is better than Kyle Lowry at the point guard position. Kyle Lowry is a better passer, so he's gonna be able to be, I guess you can say, the floor general for the for like what he's been doing for the past years, for the past year. So he's gonna take Toronto. I feel like it's gonna be like a mix of everybody. Everybody's gonna be
A squad player. Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like Boston. You also look at it because like Boston, even though Kemba's like 30 something, Boston doesn't even have playoff experience. Like not a whole lot of playoff experience.
not with, especially not with Kemba, because Kemba just
Yeah,
just
Kemba
signed
made
this
it
year.
one time.
Back.
He made it one time.
And it was with Charlotte.
We got
Charlotte's-
2:30. So all right. So let's get your Eastern Conference Finals, and then I'll end the recording here. Then we'll do the West for you guys, and then we'll
all right.
talk about the
Okay.
stories if you guys want to at the end.
Let's do yeah.
All
All right.
You had let's talk Mitra since this is the one different. I had Bucks versus Raptors. I had Bucks in 6. I think that the Heat match up the best with the Bucks to me, but I think the Raptors are right underneath that. I think that I wish Giannis had played in the bubble instead of getting his tooth injured, and then the Raptors, playing their B team because they knew Giannis wasn't playing. I wanted to see how they would game plan against Giannis. Fortunately, I never got to see it, so now we're just gonna have to see it, as it is. But I think that Giannis will finally get over the hump. I think he will go to the finals this year. Whether or not he wins, that's another story. But let's hear your side, Mitra, really quick.
All right. So I have Raptors. I had Raptors and Miami in the conference finals because I said Miami would beat Milwaukee. And yeah, so I think that's gonna be a tough one because it's so well matched because you got Bam and who's the power forward? Who's their starting power forward?
Jay Crowder, Kelly Olynyk.
Oh, yeah. So I guess basically Bam, but on like Pascal and Serge. But I think I'm gonna take Toronto with this one too.
Yeah, you think you're
Toronto
come back to the finals?
Yeah, I think Toronto in 6. Yeah.
All right, Jairo.
I have Milwaukee and Toronto, and although Milwaukee is the 1 seed, although Milwaukee have Giannis, who arguably is if the season would have gone, if the season hadn't been canceled, he would have won MVP.
Yeah.
And defensive player of the year probably.
And defensive player of the year most likely. I still take Toronto in 7.
You think without Kawhi they still get? I don't think
without Kawhi they still get it.
The loss of Kawhi, I think, would finally hit in this series. I would pick. That's why I'm picking more. If they had,
but Giannis doesn't have help at all. Like he barely has any help.
He has Chris Middleton, who's a really good guard, who's a really good shooter.
Like if you look at Toronto, that's why you don't see a whole lot of like 20-point scores. You see like mostly like you see a lot of 20-point scores in Toronto because they're so balanced and they're so.
Exactly.
I mean they're good. They have the defense. They have the offense, and actually every player in the starting lineup is